Today I am going to start a new chapter, Narayanpur Incident, a lesson in the supplementary reading. And the author of this story or incident is Shashi Deshpande. And this Narayanpur Incident is a simple story of the resident of Narayanpur, a village. And this incident happened during the time period that is during the British rule. And you all know that Quit India movement was launched, that is in the year 1942, and you also know that it was initiated by Mahatma Gandhi. And this is an event which was happened in this year, that is 1942. A teacher in a small town, a follower of Gandhi ji, has been arrested. Okay, teacher had participated in this Quit India movement, and you know it is a movement launched against the British rule. So a teacher had participated in it, so he has been arrested. So the main characters that you find here are teacher Mohan. Mohan is teacher elder son. Babu, teacher younger son. Manju, daughter of a teacher. Suman, that is Mohan friend. Sub-Inspector Patil. So these many characters you find here. So a teacher, follower of Gandhi or participated in the Quit India movement, has been arrested. Okay. So his elder son, teacher elder son, that is Mohan, who is 18 years old, and his college friends. Okay. College friend, many college friends, and including Suman. Suman is a main role played in this movement. So Mohan with his college friends, including Suman, believe in the different form of resistance. So father has been arrested, so they have decided to launch a procession. Mohan with his college friends are planning to take a procession to the collector office. Okay, and they wanted to have this procession in a different form. Okay, and his younger son, that is teacher younger son Babu, and Manju, that is daughter of a teacher, are also keen to participate in this struggle against the British. So this is the introduction. So characters are teacher, Mohan, Babu, Manju, Suman, sub-inspector. Teacher has been arrested because he had participated in the Quit India movement against the British. So Mohan with his friends, Suman with his college friends including Suman, they are taking a procession, okay, against the British, and they are leading this procession to the collector office. And this procession they are taking in a different manner, in a different way. So let us see what happens. And even this Babu and Manju are keen to know how this procession is going to be held. So here the conversation takes place between Babu and Manju. I'll read the lesson. Are you coming, Manju? Babu asked. Are you coming, Manju? So Manju is teacher's daughter. So are you coming, Manju? Babu asked. Coming where? Said Manju. Even as the brother and sister are talking, as Babu and Manju they were talking, they heard a magical words. They are coming, they are coming. So as they were talking that whether to participate in the procession or to witness the procession, they hear a magical word. That is, they are coming, they are coming. The children, like others, rushed out. So even the children in that area, they rushed out to see, that means to witness this procession. Heedless of the rain. Heedless of the rain. It was raining. They did not bother. They showed lack of care. They did not bother. They rushed out to see the procession. Policemen now appear. Even the policemen were also found in the procession. Some of them, them means police. Some of the policemen were in front of the student. Some of them were their side. Some of the policemen were front of the student and some were to the side. But the students marched as if the police didn't exist. The police, that is the students who are holding the procession, okay, they did not bother. They marched confidently. They did not. So some of them, that is some of the policemen were in front of the students. Some of them were to the side. Okay, but the students marched as if the police didn't exist. They walked in complete silence. They refers to Manju and his college friends. Okay, they marched in a complete silence. Okay, there were no slogans, no shout, just the shuffle of feet, the drop of rain, and a low murmur from the watching crowd. So, how was the procession? No slogan. What do you mean by slogan? Slogan means short phrases shouted during the procession. Short phrases shouted during the procession. So, no shout, no slogan, just the shuffle of feet. That means only the shuffle of, only the sound of the feet. Okay, it was a complete silence. It was an unusual march. Okay, no shout, no slogan, okay, and just a shuffle of feet, the drip of rain, and a low murmur. Murmur means a low noise from the watching crowd. So this is an unusual march. No shout, no slogan, just you could hear the shuffle of feet, sound of the feet, and the drip of the rain, and the low murmur. Okay, the people who have gathered there, they were talking in a low voice from the watching crowd. Okay, so the procession, this is unusual, which nobody had expected, and that's how the Mohan and his friends had planned. Second paragraph. Babu and Manju looked eagerly for Mohan. So Babu and Manju are standing outside to watch Mohan, who is in the procession. So they are eager to see Mohan, and finally they found it. They found him. Yes, there he was. They found Mohan. He was dressed in white pajama, okay, and cream color shirt. So they found Mohan dressed in white pajama and cream color shirt with another boy. So they found Mohan with another boy, both holding aloft a picture of the Mahatma. So Mohan was found in the procession. He was wearing white pajama, cream color shirt with another boy holding aloft. Aloft means raising high in the air. So he is holding a portrait, a photo of Mahatma Gandhi. Mohan with another boy is holding a photo of Mahatma Gandhi, portrait of Mahatma Gandhi. Third paragraph. Their arms must have ached holding it that way for so long, but their faces were expressionless. Their arms, that means they were holding the photograph. Their arms might be aching, but they never expressed that in their face. Now the leader of the procession, Suman, she is leading the procession. So leader of the procession, Suman, was one of them. They saw in excitement had reached the barred gate. Barred means closed. That means they had planned where to reach. Okay, they had decided where they have to stop the procession. So they felt very happy when they reached the barred gate. Okay, a police officer, that is, he was a DSP, a police officer, DSP, that is District Superintendent of Police. Okay, police officer, DSP came up to them. So they reached to the place where they had planned. Okay, and there they found DSP, that is District Superintendent of Police. He reached, that is, he came up to the student, and there was some conversation between him and the students. So the DSP and the students, they had some conversation. Okay. Fourth paragraph. The student seems to be arguing. The students were arguing with the police. The rain had lessened now, and the police officer took off his hat and ruffled. Okay, the rain had just stopped then, and he ruffled, okay, his hair. Once he laughed, showing all his teeth, but the students remained silent, serious. Okay, policemen laughed at the students, but the students were very, very serious. One of the student, he handed him a piece of paper. One of the student handed him, that means gave a piece of paper. He took it. Here it refers to DSP. He took it without glancing, without seeing what it is, without glancing, and nodded. Nodded means just he had moved his head. Okay. He, without glancing at the paper, piece of paper, he just nodded, and the students turned their back on him, and one of them shouted. So after giving a piece of paper to the DSP, they just turned back, okay, shouting Mahatma Gandhi ki Jai. The others shouted back loudly, and then they briskly marched back the way they had come. Briskly, that is quickly. Okay, so they had reached the place where they are supposed to stop the march, and there they met DSP. Okay, and they handed him a piece of paper, and that piece of paper, the policeman, without glancing, just he nodded his head and kept himself in the pocket. Okay, and after that the students turned back and followed the way that they had come quietly. Fifth paragraph. Is that all? Manju asked in disappointment. What else did you want? A dance? A drama? Babu asked scornfully. Scornfully with hatred. Okay, scornfully with hatred. So Manju, that is daughter of a teacher, okay, asked Babu, that's all the procession. Then Babu says, what else did you want? A dance? A drama? Okay. Nevertheless, he understood her feeling and asked Mohan the same question when he returned home. So Babu was not able to give proper answer to Manju. So the same question they asked Mohan when he came back home. Okay. Why did you go back so quietly? Were you scared of what the police would do? So Babu asked Mohan, why did you go back so quietly? That is, why was your procession was so quiet? Okay. Were you scared with the police? Sixth paragraph. Mohan seemed immensely pleased. Immensely means very much. Okay, he was very happy with himself. Scared? Not in the least. We had planned in this way. So Mohan is replying to the answer, that is to the question of Babu. He is asking Mohan, were you scared with the police? Why was your march was so quiet? Okay, so Mohan, okay, he says we had planned in that way. So he says we had planned in that way with the march, that is no slogan, no shout, no more. Okay, it was a silent march. So he says we had planned in that way. We knew they would stop. He says, okay, Mohan is giving the answer to his brother. Okay, he's saying we knew they are going to stop. Okay, in that place, gate. And we knew they expected us to protest. He says they knew that the British had expected them to protest, revolt, and be violent and take up the violent march. Oh yes, they wanted us to do that so that they could beat us up and haul. Okay, so he's telling they knew that they are going to stop near the gate and they also knew that they have a protest and it is going to be violent, and they can beat these processionists and haul them and then pull them to the jail. But we are not prepared to go to jail. So Mohan is telling they were not planned to go to jail, and not as yet. Anyway, not until we have given them much more trouble. So he says we have not given any such trouble. He says they had planned the procession in that way. And so we decided we would give them no chance at all. What was the point then? Babu asked, while Manju listened earnestly. Earnestly means seriously. Manju was listening to the conversation of Mohan and Babu. Mohan is explaining to Babu why the procession was so silent. Okay, so Manju was listening seriously, her chin cupped in her hands. Her chin cupped, that means she was keeping her hands and listening. It's like a declaration of war. So he's telling, so she says it's like a declaration of war. And Mohan says, we have told them, that means Mohan is telling to the Babu that we have told them, that means them here refers to British, that this is a war for us and you are the enemy. You don't start a war without first declaring your intention to do you. So he says it is just a war, and we have told, it means they have told the British that it is a war which is going to be the British and the Indians. And he says you don't start a war without first declaring your intention. Unless you are Adolf Hitler. Amma, who had been quietly listening to them, said them in a small smile. So Amma was listening to the conversation of Babu and Manju. Okay, so she says, unless you are Adolf Hitler. Okay, so who had been quietly listening to them, said in a smile. Right, which we are not. So he says we are not Adolf Hitler. So that's how it was. And what was that paper you gave the policeman? So they're asking, Babu is asking Mohan, what is that paper you gave to the policeman? That was a notice served on the collector. So he says the paper that they gave to policeman, DSP, he says that is a notice to the collector, who is a representative of the Majesty government. Majesty government means British government. So they gave a piece of paper. It is nothing but a what is that? It is telling to the British collector, who is the Majesty of the government, asking them to quit India. So they are giving a notice to the collector saying that they have to quit India, or otherwise they face the consequences. 8th paragraph. Suman and another boy turned up after they had finished their dinner that night. So that night, Suman, that is Mohan's friend who led the procession, she, along with another boy, they turned up after they had finished their dinner that night. So Suman, okay, with another boy, she came to Mohan's house. And the boy staggered. Staggered means he had a lot of trouble in walking, okay, in with the large newspaper covered parcel. So that the boy had something in his hand covered with the newspaper. Okay, got it? Mohan asked. So Mohan asked that boy, you got it? His voice tense with excitement. Yes. So the boy, who is having something in his hand with the newspaper covered, okay, he says, yes, I got it with a lot of trouble. Okay, where shall I take it? Okay, so he's asking, where shall I keep? Here, let me help you. Okay, my room. Okay, ma? Okay, so Mohan is saying, let me help you. So, and he is asking, shall I keep this in my room, Amma? No, I think the puja room is better. So, mother is suggesting Mohan to take that parcel and keep it in the puja room. Okay, a light there will look normal, right? As usual, Amma. So mother suggested Mohan to keep that parcel in the puja room. So he takes that and keep it in the puja room. The puja room then. Okay. The boy went away after a whispered conversation with the Suman. So the boy who had come with the parcel, okay, he gave that thing to Mohan, and he will have a conversation with the Suman, and he leaves the place. Okay. Then Suman, Amma and Mohan, okay, went into the small puja room. Babu and Manju stared curiously, okay, over their shoulders at the mysterious parcel. Mysterious means difficult to understand. Mysterious, difficult to understand, which turned out to be a cyclo-style machine. Okay, Babu and Manju, they stared curiously. Okay, so the curious means wanting to know. They wanted to know what is that large parcel covered with the newspaper. So they stared at that mysterious parcel. Okay, and this mysterious parcel is nothing but a cyclo-style machine. What is cyclo-style machine? It's a machine used to make the copies. Okay, so the boy, he had something in his hand, is nothing but a cyclo-style machine, and it was wrapped with the newspaper.